And to take that baton to Kevin Harvick, I mean, one champion or future champion, how special is that to you?
Yeah, unreal. It's truly unbelievable. Whenever I remember the first conversation we had with the group, and I just sat there in the room thinking they're really thinking about going with me, and now I've embraced it. I am their guy. They're my group, and pretty soon here, let them finish out the year with Kevin. I will be everything Busch Light. I can't wait for everything that comes with that.
And Ross, how was the engagement session leading up to this race?
Yeah. Had a little fun with that online. It's fun. I can't believe that I even said it when I got out of the car. I don't really know what I was thinking, but that was the only thing that came to mind. The last time I did that would have been a long time ago when Chad and I were a lot younger.
Whose idea was the helmet?
Ryan and Dossel. So he shot over a message one day and was wanting to do something with it, and I just told him go with it, do whatever he thought. I had no idea how it was going to come out. I've never had a helmet made to just wear once. I've always worn helmets until the padding's falling out of them. So this is going to be one of a kind that I'll wear it one weekend, and then that's it. It'll go on the shelf and never be worn again. But we wanted, he came up with the idea, and Dossel did, and I think it came out awesome.
1 year later, is it still a little surreal that the Hell Melon actually worked?
Yeah, unbelievable. Actually, truly unbelievable in my opinion. I see a clip of it, or video of it, or the data on it. It doesn't seem real. Looking at the car, it's pretty wild to think what we accomplished in doing that. But it's even more awesome that it'll never be done again.
When you look at the car, what comes to your mind?
When I hit the wall in turn 3, I actually hit it at more of an angle than I wanted to. I wanted to blend into it on the straightaway and never have a hard impact. And the wall actually kicks out to the right just a few inches. So, I didn't know that. Hit it way too hard in turn 3, I thought, and somehow it didn't slow down. And I think a combination of the body panels not being metal, not caving in on the tires, cutting them down. The tires still hold air. Same tires, same wheels. They hold the same amount of air as they did before, and for just as long. So I think everything about this car played into it, and leaning up against it right now, it brings back a lot of memories.
Are you surprised at all that no one else has tried the move since then and dared NASCAR to penalize them? Or?
I think no, I'm not surprised, because you lose. You know that you get put to the back of the field. No different than my deal at Indianapolis last year, taking the access road. I made up time to the leader, so they penalized me to the 30 seconds to be back of the field. And that's what they're going to do here. They'll just put you back. They'll add as many seconds to your finishing time to put you to the very tail of the lead lap. So not worth it. Not worth tearing up a car. I mean, I destroyed this car. I know it still rolls. It still has air in the tires, but the front rear clip, best we can tell, are probably bent. Suspension's broken. This car was pretty much intact for 499 laps. A few bumps as we got past. Unfortunately, the left side was more torn up because we were slow all day. But I'm not surprised, because you're going to lose. They told us that, and it's just it's a real rule. So you break the rule, you put a spoiler on that's too big, you're going to get penalized.
This Hail Melon went viral. How have you felt the way fans viewed differently over last year?
It felt like a third win last year, really. The attention we got internally, it's really something that I just struggled to keep up with at the time. Same thing as Coda and Talladega, Nashville this year. So much gets thrown at you when you win in Cup. It's awesome, and it's everything I ever dreamed about and more. And Hail Melon was another one of those. And then it went further than NASCAR. It went to places around the world that I don't touch personally, that I don't do. But it did do some really cool interviews and be on some platforms that I never would have gotten to, even with a win and picking up a grandfather clock.
Sorry about that. How long did it take to process the element of the Hail Melon being forever? Because months after the fact, NASCAR was using it to promote its 75th anniversary right along the some grass. Dale Earnhardt's winning Daytona. Jimmy Johnson winning the 7, whatever. And they're winning NASCAR history. Is that add an extra element of, that happens?
So we left that night. I walked up to turn 3. Some friends up there in the motorhome and got a little drink and then we were walking back over to our cars in the grass there outside of 3 and 4 and we just stopped and looked from up on the hill down in turn 3 and 4 and just couldn't believe it, laughing and my family was there, my mom and dad and then we got out of here and we were riding down the road and we decided to stop at Waffle House down in, I guess, Walkertown, and we were sitting there. And so it was probably 2 hours after, by the time we got done with all the media, we got out of here, got down there, and we're just laughing, and no one in there knew who we were, what was going on, and I grasped it there that, like, it's going to be forever. I'm going to get asked about this forever. And I woke up the next day and just told myself, like, it's okay. It's going to be forever. Win again, win some more, and then I'll be able to deal with it and cope with it. I didn't want this to be my last thing. I didn't want it to be, we came out strong, we won. We did the Hail Melon, and then you never heard from Ross again. Trackhouse was a blip on the radar. So to come back this year and win was, I struggle to put into words how big that was. A lot of people might think, oh yeah, it was big. His only win so far this year, not as fast as last year. The speed we had this year to stay relevant, win, pass the guys we passed in Nashville, absolutely, like, bucket list and lifelong memories, core memories I'll always remember.
You actually got a piece of the wall back in the spring. Where's it now?
Mr. Campbell still has it here. We don't have a place for it yet. We haven't figured out, there's a lot of options for what to do, and we just honestly been busy racing, busy with life. This thing's been sitting, kind of in the back corner of the shop. We moved it up near the front lobby recently where fans could see it, but it hasn't been the focal point of myself or Trackhouse. But it's obviously front and center this weekend out here with Team Chevy. So I don't know. We'll see. No idea what we're going to do with it. No idea where. I want the car and the wall to be together, somewhere publicly, somewhere easily accessible. We just got to find that spot.
Was it difficult to process what happened in the whole Hail Melon at the same time? You're like, all right, it's Monday morning, we're racing for championship on Sunday.
Yeah. I got to wake up Monday morning after Martinsville last year and prepare just like I had the 35 weekends before, 35 Mondays before for the weekend. And I feel like that I've done my best through my run for a truck championship in 2019, run for a cup championship last year, 2022, with just going about my normal business. I have routines, I have processes in place, and there's days throughout the year where they feel repetitive and unnecessary, but I just stick to my processes, and I evolve them, and I push myself to do another mile or another rep or get to sleep a half hour earlier, but you just go about the same processes. There was times in my career years past where I didn't have a plan, I didn't have a process, I was just winging it, and I could do whatever I wanted to, and now it's more regimented, and I enjoy that process. I really thrive in that, and I got to wake up Monday morning and go back to work.
Is it humbling, the Hail Melon, having your name in NASCAR history with, say, a Petty, a Johnson, an Earnhardt?
Absolutely. One of the first times I grasped that aspect was actually the diecast sales, and Lionel reached out and let us know that that for 2022 we were the #1 selling diecast. That's the first time ever that it wasn't an Earnhardt, a Petty, or an Elliott. You had Chastain in there. There's one that doesn't seem to fit. And continuing to win, like this year at Nashville, continuing to be fast, is motivation for me to make my name not just a blip on that radar, and maybe sell those diecasts again one day. For more of the right reasons, and there's little nuggets of information that make my mind realize and make it really understand as much as I can kind of comprehend that we're up there, and to go on there.
What the Moose fraternity guys have to say about, you know, that moment, not just NASCAR fans seeing it, people worldwide seeing their logo in such a famous moment?
Yeah, I mean, the Moose is something that I known about and knew people in my whole life, but I never really understood it. So their whole goal with this, beamoose.org, is to just tell people about themselves and invite them out to their lodges and come be a part of their community. So Scott Hart, whenever he looked at the schedule with Trackhouse, he was one of the early supporters. The Moose and Advent Health were the two supporters early on whenever this Trackhouse endeavor started, that they bought their races early and they got the pick when only a few races were sold on this one car starting last year. So he picked the fall Martinsville race because he thought we would be fighting for a championship. He thought we would be close to the cut. And he told me that early on. I asked him early in the season, why'd you pick one all the way at the end of the year? Why'd you wait? He's like, you're going to be in the hunt for the championship. This was after we had won races, but before we started the playoffs. So he saw the vision way before the season started, and he will forever be rewarded, because there's almost, I could spend a lifetime trying to get as many impressions as we got a year ago, and I don't know that I would ever accomplish that.
Sure. Thank you.
This is Parker Chase. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out some of our other videos over here on the right, and be sure to visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.